Let's talk Laquan McDonald. So you were released from that position regarding that incident, and
well, I don't know. I don't know that. I've
Okay.
never been told why I was dismissed.
Really?
Yeah, and if you ask the mayor, he said I was a distraction. I don't know what that means.
You're saying that you were never given a reason of why you were released as
Absolutely
superintendent?
not. Absolutely not. And I mean, it's pretty obvious. Everybody knows that it was purely politics. It was the mayor's politics to try and distract attention away from himself. So I was apparently accountable for the behavior of the officers, but I didn't have the authority to do the things that I needed to do. I was not in charge of that investigation. I could only take one step. I took it. Now what?
Do you feel like you took the fall for the Laquan McDonald shooting?
I don't think so. I don't know if that's the right way to term it. I think that there was a lot of fallout from that. The mayor wanted me to resign, and I wouldn't do it. I told him I would do it under two circumstances. A, if I was giving up, and B, if I did something wrong. But I'm doing neither, and therefore I'm not going to resign. And what people don't know is it took him 17 days to actually send me a letter of termination, which he didn't even sign. His chief of staff did.
There is a common mistrust between police and the community. How do you plan to help heal that and help fix that?
Well, this is something that I've been working on for a long time. People make the mistake of thinking that this is a new phenomena, but that's not even close to being true. If you look at the history of African Americans in this country, from slavery to black codes to segregation to Jim Crow, those were all racist laws that were enforced by the white police officer. So we have to have that conversation. Everybody's afraid to talk about race. There's a socioeconomic divide in this country that's not being recognized, and I think we're misdiagnosing the issue. There's a societal issue. It's less of a police community issue and more of a societal issue.
Let's talk something different besides police. DACA, this being a sanctuary city, are you in support of that?
Yes, but with a caveat. Municipal police departments are really busy. We should not be reporting immigration status to the feds. However, if you get arrested and convicted of a felony, you should do your time here and then get deported if you're an illegal alien. I mean, that's really sum and substance what the immigration policy should be. And as far as DACA goes, I'm in support of the fact that we have to help these individuals to become citizens, but they also have an obligation to become citizens. There are people who are standing in line for a very long time trying to get their citizenship approved. These individuals should not go to the front of the line, but there has to be a process there. You can't separate all the issues and treat them individually, whether it's gun violence, the education system, or the taxes and the economy of the city. Just look at it this way. People are leaving the city. We're the only major urban center in the country that's lost population in the last 10 years. Well, that's our tax base leaving, right? So that tax base is leaving, which means that the people who are here have to pay more taxes to make it up. Because we're losing our tax base, we're closing schools and pulling social services from places on the south and the west side, which is causing more crime. So it's one big cycle that's going on. The taxes, the education system, and the crime. They're all interrelated, and you can't treat them individually. But it's going to take a lot of work. But it starts with the recognition that we need change, and Chicago needs change.
All right.
Really interesting interview. I got to say, it seemed like he was typically, I'm used to seeing Garry more buttoned up and talking about race and stuff like that. He seemed a lot more open about it.
Yeah, usually you see Garry McCarthy at the press conferences or if he was in his police uniform. So it's different to see him outside of that. And now that he's not employed by the city, he's a lot more open in terms of what he can talk about and speaking about race and speaking about the Laquan McDonald, the police shooting death of Laquan McDonald. So it'll be interesting to see where this race is at. We're at 10 candidates now. So the question is, who else is going to join the race for mayor, and also who's going to lead to the primaries? So we'll see. All right, GarryForMayor.com is where you can read more about Garry's policies on crime, education, and the economy. That's his platform there.